Hello! Hi everyone! I haven't done a video like this in a while. There's a lot of cool things I want to talk about, and I've wanted to make this kind of... I'm gonna spill everything I love. I wanted to make this kind of continuation of this video for a while, and I didn't really know how else to do it. Also, before you all freak out, the hair is still here. It's still here. I haven't gone full, like, bald, short hair. You can still see... I love that you've conditioned me enough where I have to justify any hair change. It's tied up. Because maybe it becomes a little annoying when the hair just keeps pushing itself over my face, especially with the job I do. But everyone, listen up. This is important. You'll be, oh my god, it's important! First off, I'll be in New York on the 13th. I can't remember when it is, exact date. But I'll be at the New York BFDI meetup. So you should go to see the episode, not to meet me. That would be weird. I'm not the star of the show. This isn't my thing. Oh god, you're so egotistical. You should go, and if you see me there, you should just beat the shit out of me in front of everyone. Don't do that. Just say hi. It's gonna be really cool. I have VIP tickets, so I'm gonna be meeting Michael and Carrie and Adam and just fucking everyone. So that's like, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. But that's not what we're here to talk about, and we're not here to talk about how I'm obsessed with the second graphic novel. Today we're here to talk about BFDIA and if my, in general, opinions have changed on the show. And you'll be surprised by my answer. Leave a like if you're surprised by my answer. I feel like every time I watch BFDIA, I am contributing to an abusive relationship. I will watch it. They're here. I don't know if you guys picked that up at all. I look like a complete psychopath, but something was moving in the side of my room. Trust me, I heard scratching. I think there's a mouse in here. Or it's Michael. I don't know. I feel like I'm abusive. Yeah, right. Women. So, BFDIA is something where I watch it now, and I am weirdly aggravated by how quick paced it is. But then I sit back after it, and I'm like, God, I kind of liked it. It was kind of cool. God, I like it. Oh no, I'm starting to like it. And I think after a while, I've started to realize I like BFDIA. I really like BFDIA. Big shocker, big plot twist to the whole of the summary. Now, I don't think you should go check out the other episode I made. Why BFDIA ruined the series. Big fucking clickbaity title ass aside. I have some good points on the stories and narrative, but overall, I feel like I still have problems with the pacing. I still have problems with the way it's being handled, but I can't help but almost gaslight myself into liking it. I do really like it. I mean, it's something where as I've been connected to these characters for so long. I've loved these characters for so long that the music's cut out. You better loop that music right now, mister, or I'm gonna have to slap you silly. There you go. Sorry. I don't know how long that's been gone. I don't know if the music only started. God, this video is falling apart. So, yeah, I've actually kind of started enjoying fast-paced stuff, and one thing that I regret kind of talking about was I worry that I made the last review on BFDIA a little personal, and I judged maybe their characters, Michael and Carrie's kind of ideas of what they want to do with the show. And something that I've noticed that is a huge part of BFDIA, and something that Carrie has very handfully kind of pushed towards the audience, is being yourself. One of the reasons that BFDIA comes out so frequently is because something that's motivated me a lot, and I could be picking this up wrong, but the message I'm getting from Kerry and the writers is it's not this continuous charge forward to make every episode like a Mona Lisa. We're making every episode because it's fun to make and we love the characters and we're just having fun with it. And at the beginning, I found that very hard to swallow, probably because of my own very ambitious mindset of every episode must be better than the last, we gotta keep going. And honestly, I found myself like looking at my own show, The Packs, and being like, is that one of the reasons these episodes aren't coming out fast enough? Is because I'm overthinking it and I'm continuously ruining it for myself. So I've picked up a lot of what Kerry has put down because I get it. I mean, why should you continuously stick up to this huge expectation of greatness when it's not that you're doing sloppy work, it's not that the episodes are bad, but you're not holding yourself up to this unachievable expectation of every episode being a Mona Lisa when we already love this universe, we already love these characters. Let's just have fun with them. And that's something that's kind of been pushed of just having fun. And there's a lot of problems I have with the episodes, but I feel like that all comes from my own expectation of how I would handle the series. And looking at the show now, there isn't anything wrong with it. There is a good handful of shit that I love. I love Pin. I love how they're handling basically a lot of things right now. I'm a fan of BFDIA. I think it's really, really good, and I love these characters, and I've learned a lot from Jack and Jellyfie's writing style that kind of pushes myself to just make it, man, have fun. You know, don't live up to that huge expectation, and I really like that. Now, there's things in the episode that bug me. I definitely walk away from it a lot of the time, kind of feeling this aggravation, and I don't know where that comes from. It's clearly maybe just an internal thing of just, oh, I wish it was written this way, I wish it was written that way, and I feel like a lot of that came from kind of absorbing the community's mindset of not trusting the writers, and that's something I need to kind of get myself out of, because even I fell into that idea of seeing that ambition as sloppiness, as not caring. And something that kind of made me feel that way the best way, something that made me feel that way the most was when BFDIA did their split and it came out that Michael's original idea was to kill the characters permanently. So I always had this kind of mindset of, do these guys not care about their characters? Are they just making stuff because it's that they don't care and they're just throwing it out? And I think that's one of the reasons that made me so kind of aggravated, and I still have that kind of internal worry about BFDI because I'm like, dude, these guys definitely care, and I right, and that like I think honestly got miscommunicated in my own head because I felt like that was one of the reasons that was kind of fueling that aggravation towards BFDI episodes. I took them as quick slop instead of what they really are, which is actually really good episodes where the guys really do care about their characters. They're just having fun with it and not letting these unbelievable expectations kind of take over. And that's something that's even hard for me to swallow, even talking about it, because I think I had such a high expectation of BFDI that was fueled by that narrative of, oh, they don't care, they're just throwing it out, they're just making goofy stuff, they don't care about the characters that I care about, they don't care about the world I care about. So I almost seen every episode as like a big defense mechanism, but I'm starting to very much appreciate it and notice that's not true. These guys do really care and have a vision for their show, and it's my fault for not saying that, and I definitely am starting to enjoy BFDIA a lot more by forcing myself to trust that they have the best character intentions in mind. I mean, it's a bit of a hypocritical thing for me to say because literally I know I wrote the ending of that other object show I made, the final battle, and I killed all of them, and I love all the characters. So, you know, it's something where I need to kind of slap myself in the face when it comes to criticizing the show. But that's not what the main the thing is for this episode. Main kind of collective thought of what I'm trying to say is I'm really starting to love BFDIA. I have a real high respect for the creators, and overall, I'm just pretty excited to see where the show goes. The final 5 is just awesome so far. Like, it is just an awesome final group. It's exactly how I would imagined it. Pin's just really cool to watch. You can tell that she's slowly, I'm very interested to see this. You know, she's very evil at the moment, so I'm very interested to see how they're gonna turn that back to her BF or IDFB counterpart. How is she gonna like go back to that? What's gonna happen to cause that rift? You know, and that's something that I'm very excited to see kind of develop. And last episode was not last episode, but episode 18 was phenomenal. I've been listening to that soundtrack where they're all running up the tower and like Coiny gets betrayed and they just tear. Oh, it's such a cool scene, man. I've been rewatching that and listening to the soundtrack that they're used for that scene for ages because I just think it's awesome. I've been really enjoying BFDIA, and it is something that I've noticed that a lot of people don't like because they had the same expectation I did, but I think it's just really cool. I think it's really, really cool. One thing that I wanted to talk about was I actually got very aggravated at the last episode's ending with how they handled Coiny. I wasn't really sure what they were trying to do. Again, I got into that mindset of they don't care. So Coiny's just fine with it because they can't be bothered to write something, which is such a negative, untrue mindset that obviously was very fueled by the internet. It's not that he doesn't care, it's that he's masking. You know, you start the episode off, he's literally grieving, curled up in a ball, and as soon as he's quickly exposed, whenever the place blows up, it's just an instant mask on. I was just taking a nap, guys. Pin really did well in that challenge, huh? Wow, I'm glad everything's okay. Wow, Pin, you got that fish really well. And you can see that he's just smiling the entire time. And you could tell that's a very fake thing, but I think I was very surprised by how Coiny handles that trauma, because he instantly pushes the game in front of it. You know, any kind of mistreating that Pin could do to him, it wasn't Pin, it was the game, and the game's fun, right? So I understand that kind of narrative. He's not this very brainless simp. He's someone that's hurting, but instantly puts the fun over the game first, even when he confronted Pin or Needle. Apologies. You know, he instantly was like, I'm just having fun, because that's all he is. He just wants to push that fun forward and hope that everyone's their best selves. But Pin knows the relationship's changed. Even the fact that she was confused and flustered by his compliment, or the idea that she didn't even quote him as a friend when Tennis Ball teased her. But yeah, there's so much that I feel like BFDIA has humbled me so much. Like, I've had to get over a huge ego to be like, damn, Aiden, these guys care. Just have fun because these guys are having fun. You know? Get over yourself. And that's just something that's kind of hard to do. But I feel like BFDIA has kind of taught that for me. And there is valid criticisms. I'm not going to just get rid of my critique. I think you should go watch the BFDIA Ruin the Series video, because if anything, it has some critique. Really good critique that I still entirely agree with the show's writing, narrative, and structure, along with its pacing, which I always think is a problem. But I think the animation's really pretty. The animation is really gorgeous, and there is some times in it where it can be a little too quick, a little too in your face. It's a very, you want that kind of heavy critique that I still do agree with, please go check out that video. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to check out. But I honestly think that this is a very, very interesting continuation that makes me have to think. And anything that makes me have to think, I will instantly kind of agree with. There's still hope in the series, you know. I think there's a big difference between this and maybe something that did make me think, but then the more I thought about it, the more I hated it. Like BFDIA or BFDIA, no. This is gonna be a whole like other kind of, this is gonna be out of the park here, but Last of Us 2, where the more I thought about the story it tried to tell, the more I hated it. Well, not hated it is a strong word, but maybe just disagreed with what it's trying to tell. BFDIA is something I hated, and the more I tried to get into the narrative of what it was trying to tell, the more I actually appreciated it. And that's something that just kind of... So yeah, you want my thoughts on what I still think about BFDIA? There you go. I have some pretty cool videos coming up that I want to make about this series. I want to make one about Pin. I want to make one about Book. Oh my god, literal abusive relationship happening behind me. This is fine. Like, ever beat your wife with a hammer till they... Yeah, I think that's fine. Also, I kind of like this scene. You can't really say it, but like, Bommy's having a fucking seizure. But one thing, whenever Fries got eliminated here, one thing that I thought was really funny is I saw this Twitter user predict that Fries' elimination would be really anticlimactic because he'd probably be like, whatever, and then walk off, and he did exactly that. You know? And I liked it. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Watch BFDIA, link in the description. Link in the description to my other video. I will be making a video on this very, 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 very soon because I like the graphic novel a lot. I have a big video planned for Warrior Cats. Stay tuned for the 25th, where the PAX episode 3B comes out, and then I will see you in New York for the meetup. So if you see me there, please pepper spray me and beat the shit out of my wife. See you later, guys.